Hi, welcome to this magical podcast with me, Megan, and my best friend Misty. Say hi,
Hi.
Misty.
Hi, Misty. So
Um we're going to pretend you're not listening and just start to like yap a little bit because we I really love to talk with my brilliant friend Misty about magic and motherhood and all the things that are going on in the world right now um, that could use a little magic and motherhood.
yes. Yeah,
And we're gonna just try this out of what if anyone wants to listen to us, then you'll find us through the magic of the internet and its associated algorithms, and you can let us know by commenting and just let us know if you're listening and where you're listening from. But
I love that.
um, in an effort to make Misty as experience as little discomfort as possible. We're gonna pretend we're not podcasting and just have a nice little chat. How
Love
does
that.
that sound?
I love that. Actually, it's in a lot of ways, I just picture it being like someone sneaking in on our conversation. Like these are conversations that we have often, and we're just letting people listen. So like it's
Yeah. This is my effort to get your voice notes off my phone and into the universe so that people can benefit from your amazing insights.
and I leave you such long voice notes. You've told me I need to shorten them, but now I don't have to.
No, we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna go, go, go.
Love that.
What has your morning been like? So what energy are you bringing with you today?
That's a really good question to start with. I'm getting stuff done this morning, and I don't even know why. I had a stack of gift cards on my desk with unknown balances, and I literally just tackled all of them and then separated them into like a has no balance, will throw away, or balance too difficult to find, not caring about it. But like I like sat down at my desk and like got ish done, right? Like I guess that's what I'm doing today.
That's amazing. How much money did you find?
I found like just under $20 on a Target gift card. I have 9.58 on a Gap gift card. Bare Minerals and Loft, I have to double check. I found 3 gas gift cards. I have like $5 of a movie gift card, like really random money finds that I decided to tackle today. And a $50 gift card to like a bunch of restaurants. Um, and I didn't even know I had this, not even open.
God.
I know.
That's amazing.
I
I
know.
love doing that of, like, taking my wallet and opening and taking all the gift cards out and being like, how much free secret money has been hiding in my wallet?"
Yeah, yes. I wonder if that's from the email I sent yesterday about Santa Sagittarius. It's very Jupiter to like see what abundance you already have.
Yes. I am dressed in my Jupiter colors today. I always feel like Jupiter is an orange day. I really associate it with, like, the sacral chakra of, like I mean, that's fairly Santa Claus too. Like, what can we bring into the world? What joy can we spread? Um, and so when I get dressed on Thursdays, I'm always like, I feel like Thursday would be a Jupiter kind of day.
Because it is.
And
Actually, it is. Thursday started as Thursday, but you did you know that? You know that.
yes, I know that
Okay.
Thursday. Largely I know that because my kid has been obsessed with the How to Train Your Dragon audiobooks for like the last year or so. Like I got my Spotify wrapped.
It's mostly
And
just your kids' stuff.
it's the How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack in the top 3 album soundtracks because there's the first movie, the second movie, and then there's the movie that came out this summer, like the live action How to Train Your
Yeah.
Dragon. And then my audiobook listening, they were the top of the list, the audiobooks. And so, um, my favorite artist, Miss Taylor Allison Swift, was in spot 5 of my top albums, and I felt so bad. I was like, "Ugh, come on."
You're like, that's not actually true. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So, if you have kids, your Spotify Wrapped is largely meaningless.
Mhm. Or any of those, like, top lists. It's just your kids' stuff.
Yeah, it's
Just
my
your
kids'
kids'
stuff.
stuff. It's good stuff. So what energy are you bringing? Are it's kind of the same, it sounds like. Jupiter
Huh,
energy
I
today.
don't know. I'm actually in a very sleepy energy this morning. I You can't see because you're looking into my house, but outside is like a winter wonderland. We got a surprise little snowstorm yesterday,
Seen pictures.
and I just feel like being inside and cozy. I do have to go out later, but I don't want to at all.
Mm.
I don't want to get in my car. I'm gonna have to go pick up my kid eventually, but like I just want to be inside being cozy all day. And I don't know what energy that is, but my like it's not unfamiliar. I have a lot of Cancer in my chart in very prominent placements. I love a good day when I don't have to leave the house.
Yeah, I feel that a lot. Also, a lot of Cancer in my chart, and, like, yes. Home body for sure. Body for sure. Cancer the op no, duh. For some reason, I was like, "Is Cancer the opposite of Sagittarius?" But I know that it isn't. I don't know why that thought crossed my mind, but I was thinking that because Sagittarius is very go out energy. Sagittarius is very, like, picture the arrow, it's getting flung out there, and so I was like, Sagittarius has to feel very opposite of Cancer, and it is
Yeah.
it's close to
Mhm.
opposite.
It is. And so the opposite sign, would that be like the one at the opposite end of the year? So if Sagittarius and
It's
like
Gemini.
Capricorn, is
It's
it
Cancer
Gemini?
is opposite Capricorn, so
Hmm.
emotions versus, like, structure and order, and then Sagittarius is opposite Gemini. Can I dive into that?
Please do, because my son is a Capricorn.
Okay,
Because his birthday
um,
is the end of December and my birthday is like the middle of July.
yeah,
And I'm like, that sounds about right, that we have kind of opposite energy.
I could feel that, I can feel that. My son, as you know, is also a Capricorn, but I'm not the exact my rising sign is opposite him. I have a rising Cancer and a few other things in Cancer. I explored this a lot on my Substack about how traditional gender roles associate like the mother with Cancer and associate the father with Capricorn. And if you think about like, not to pull us into patriarchy right now, but if you think about like 1950s households, that is, in essence, the archetype of those signs. So, like, Cancer is the mother that stays home and, like, bakes the bread and, like, mends the clothes and takes care of the home and, like, children are loved and all of that stuff. And then Capricorn is the dad that leaves the home and has career success and makes the money and does the budget and reads the newspaper. So, like, not my favorite archetypes, but those are true archetypes of those signs. Which is why I argue that Taurus is actually the true sign of motherhood. That's a whole different thing. Um, but now that gender can be what it wants to be, as it should, we're not stuck with that Capricorn as father, Cancer as mother sign. But,
Yeah.
but feeling into those archetypes can give you a good feeling of the signs.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a male father who's the
Oh,
Capricorn, but like that energy of like, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna get the resources we need, I'm gonna achieve like my achievement is outside the home. That energy is a little bit Capricorn. And I set the rules. I'm gonna kind of like decide how this household runs
yeah.
versus the like, I'm just gonna make sure we have excellent vibes inside this house.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Cancer is definitely the buffer between like, here's the tough, hard world, and here's me taking care of the people I love. And like Cancer finds themselves often that like buffer. Cancer is obviously associated with like water and the beach and seashells and stuff like that. Like that's what it conjures for me. And so you really have to think of like the waves crashing pretty constantly, and those are the emotions that Cancer is dealing with, but we're doing it as a buffer to protect the people we love. And so we will often take in a lot of those, like, emotions and try and, like, make sure that our loved ones aren't feeling the constant hit of waves crashing.
I like that. So those are kind of like opposite signs that work together well.
Mhm. Mhm.
You are a Taurus. What
Yes.
is your opposite sign, your opposing sign?
What is my opposing? Scorpio.
Okay, I can see that.
Scorpio. Know what happened this past summer, but I really explored like the kinkiness of Taurus and Scorpio a little bit, and how like Taurus is foreplay and all the pleasure and like all the like in medical astrology, Taurus rules the throat, and so Taurus is all like the moans and like the noises and the uh-huh and the uh-uhs and like that kind of thing. Where Scorpio is like the little death. Scorpio is like finally releasing. Scorpio is getting the orgasm. Scorpio is like dying in rebirth, that kind of thing. So very kinky, but I
This
love
is
that
a
interplay.
very sensual exploration of astrology.
And I don't think people realize, I don't think a lot of people realize that, like, yes, Scorpio is all of those things. Well, I think people recognize Scorpio as all of those things, but they forget that Taurus is the opposite. And so they're not exploring how Taurus is that part of it, which is really exciting for me.
Yeah. I also think that that's if you kind of think about the opposite sign as like they work really well together, right? Like if Cancer and Capricorn are opposites, a, a functional household doesn't really run very well on like just Cancer energy. Can confirm being like Cancer sun, Cancer moon, and having lived in on my own, like there needs to be that kind of balance of like someone is in charge and dealing with the like
Decisions,
the harder stuff.
judgments.
I like hard versus soft, right? Like not it's not difficult, but it's a little bit more concrete. It has deadlines, it has like things that you have to check on, you have to organize, right? And you have to set up systems. And Cancer doesn't really like to set up systems. They like to flow around and just
Yeah,
see where everything lands.
yeah,
And I can see it being the same with like the Taurus energy. Like, yes, it's very sensual and it's very like almost like flirty and foreplay, but like foreplay forever with no orgasm is also very
exhausting.
frustrating. Like, that's
Right.
not going to work either. That's going to
No.
leave you a little bit,
Literally frustrated.
yeah.
Literally frustrated.
But yeah, but without the Taurus energy, the Scorpio is like, well, like, okay, that wasn't
We're
as
diving right
fulfilling.
in, and that doesn't feel good either.
Yeah, it's not as fulfilling. You need
Going in
both.
dry. I'm sorry I said it. We are in Sagittarius season right now, which is opposite Gemini. And
I
I
don't
just
know a
want
lot about Gemini except for that they're supposed to like fuck shit up. Like, be careful around Geminis is what I know.
no, not at all. Um, I feel like Gemini definitely gets a bad rap. A lot of well, if you are in the know in astrology and someone's like, "Yeah, I'm dating a Gemini," people are like, "Oh, no." But, like, that's not true at all. I think Gemini gets a bad rap because they see all sides of everything, and they're very interested, not to general but the archetype of Gemini. I don't wanna say, like, people specifically because wherever Gemini is in your chart, it's just 1/12 of your whole story. So, like, I can't I hate judging people or saying, like, "Geminis are like this," because, like, the rest of your chart could be Sagittarius, and so you are very much not portraying a lot of your Gemini. So, I wanna be careful when I say Geminis are, because that's
Can
not
we just say like Gemini energy is or
mhm,
like
yeah.
I mean,
The
I think it's okay to
archetypes
be like people assume that Geminis are like of course we're making broad sweeping generalizations because what like millions and billions of people on the planet are Geminis and they're all different.
yes, okay, cool. I just wanna make sure. That's not the astrologer that I am. So, okay, so the Gemini energy is very much like hummingbird or butterfly or something flitting from like thing to thing, very interested in different things. And their the whole energy of Gemini is that flit. That like what's interesting right now? What are all the details that I can collect? and it's not interested in the hierarchy of those details. Um, so it just collects all sides of a problem, or it collects all sides of something that needs to be worked out, and then because it can see something from all sides, it doesn't want to make decisions because, like, well, I can see side A, B, and C, and they're all equal. And that gets really frustrating for people who are in a relationship with Gemini energy. Like, can you focus? Can you make a decision? Can you like, and it's hard. And the medicine is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius really does want the bigger picture. There is a hierarchy to these details. I have a horizon that I'm getting forward to. Sagittarius is very much, how do I put this? Kind of like the, man, how do I put it? So in my email yesterday, I compared Sagittarius to Santa, and Santa is a lot of those like non-tangible qualities, joy, giving, optimism, like the bigger picture, like horizon goals that you want to aim for. And Gemini is like wrapping paper, tinsel, right? Like I want to know what's interesting right now, what's cool right now, eggnog, right? Like that's, and Sagittarius is like, okay, but what is it for? What's the bigger picture of life? Like, where are we actually headed? And Gemini is still like flitting from flower to flower.
Mm. That makes it sound like for me that like Sagittarius would be like the spirit of Christmas and Gemini is like the capitalist destruction of Christmas. Because real Christmas, I'm going to speak with the total authority about what real Christmas
I was
is.
about to say.
Of course, it means different things to different people. But for me, the real joy of Christmas is like being together with people that you really love in kindness and joy and just like kind of hunkering down for like long periods of time. Like for me, the perfect Christmas would be like a full day, basically, like a night and then a day. And you're all like in the same place and you're cooking together and eating together and chilling together. And then like escaping to quiet corners of the house to read your books together, but it's all cozy and it's all about togetherness and hot cocoa. And
Spoken like a true Cancer. Like that is a Cancerian
I
description of
am what
Christmas.
I am. But like the Gemini part of what Christmas I think can be is okay, a party this night at this location, and then you're leaving that party to go straight to another party because there's one happening over here as well. And then you need presents for all the teachers and presents for everyone who's going to be at all the parties. Like that kind of just there's so much happening. You know, the Nutcracker this weekend, the school concert next weekend. Tuesday night is the dance recital. Wednesday night is the choir singing. Like there's so many things happening because it's such a festive time of year, and Gemini for me feels like the pull to, like, do all of it. Like, Elf on the Shelf, and cookie baking, and a gingerbread house, and, like
Yeah, they won't plan ahead those things. They'll wait until someone says, "Hey, I'm doing this," and then they're like, "Yeah, that sounds good," and they really lead from their gut. That's why Gemini falls in the, like, busy part of summer, the busy part of, like, yeah, it's spring going into summer. That's why Gemini falls in the part of year that it does, because, like, everything's popping up, everything's blooming, there are butterflies and birds and, like, pollen everywhere, like, there's so much going on. Where Sagittarius happens in this part of winter because, like, we're not to Christmas yet. Because I don't know if you know that, but like Christmas itself, like according to the Gregorian calendar, is Capricorn.
I know because that's when my kid's birthday is.
Right.
Not on
Yes.
Christmas, but very, very close.
Close enough. Yeah. So, like, technically, the holiday of Christmas is a Capricorn like holiday. Like that's when it falls. But leading up to that is very Sagittarius because we're not there yet. We have a horizon that we're getting to, but a lot of times the like leading up to something is more exciting than the actual something. Like,
100%. Christmas Eve is better than Christmas. I will die on that
yes.
hill.
Yeah, that Sagittarius energy. That Sagittarius energy. So like the which I also think is so brilliant about the zodiac and how it like falls. Like Sagittarius is not Christmas itself. Sagittarius is not the actual holiday of Christmas itself. It's the feeling of hope and optimism and like we're getting towards something and we're like moving towards something like that's exciting. So,
Okay,
uh,
I have a question
yeah,
because as I'm kind of studying like the wheel of the year and the different magical correspondences of different times of the year, this period between like I want to say between like Halloween and almost like Wednesday. It's the dark part of the year, and it's really meant for, like, letting go, and what can you get rid of? What are the things that you don't wanna take with you into the next year? With, like, a little bit of thought of, like, "Well, what might be coming? What do I want for next year?" But the big focus is, like, "What do I have to clear out to get rid of this?" Like, I have a friend, one of my coaching clients, he was talking about how she was doing a purge while her kid was out of the house of like the clothes that don't fit anymore, the toys that never get played with, and like getting them out in anticipation of the holidays. So more coming in. But like Sagittarius seems like a very kind of like, yes, like let's get more. Let's get more. Let's call in. And so is there, like, a mismatch there maybe between, like, the energy of the wheel and the energy of the stars? The energy of the earth and the energy of the stars.
I think there's a mismatch between the zodiac calendar and the Gregorian calendar because the right before Sagittarius we have Scorpio and Scorpio is about letting go. Scorpio is about release and clearing and like burning it up and like letting it go. And so if we could adjust the Gregorian calendar year, it would fit a little bit better where like yes, we have spring cleaning, but Scorpio to me is fall cleaning. Scorpio to me is like we need to dust the house and clean everything before we put the Christmas tree up. Like we have to. So
Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense, because the Gregorian calendar is new-ish, right?
yeah,
I
if c-
love time
compared to
and
the
how
stars, yes.
compared to the stars, yeah. But, I mean, just compared to, like so the calendar we use, I love talking about time and how we measure it, and, I've heard this argument before, like, astrology is kind of bogus because there's like, they don't match up with the calendar, and so it actually should change every, like, a couple days each year, and I'm like, "Yeah, our calendar is made up, um, it's had so many iterations, and our calendar is only 2026 years old, right? Like, that's year 1 of the calendar. Like, but that's the way we've measured time is, starting from, like, the arbitrary kind of maybe when, like, this Jesus guy was born, but before that, there were thousands of years of human history that were measured by other
And the
calendars,
stars.
by other places, like the Chinese calendar, the same like the Persian calendar, like those all go way, 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 way back. And I just looked it up and it says that the Gregorian calendar started in 1582. So even like it's only a couple hundred years old that we've been using this calendar. And that's why December is called December. The Latin word for the month for the number 10 was the 10th month. And then what they did is they just well, so there were 10 months, right? Some of them were named after gods and some of them were named just they started counting. It was very, very big with the Romans. That's what they would name their kids. They would be like Primus, Secundus, Tertius. Like they just name their kids the number.
Number.
Like what the heck? This is what happens when your empire has too much masculine energy and not enough feminine
You
energy.
name your children after numbers. Although, side note, because I am currently trying to name my second baby, that's not a bad idea. I'm having such a hard time figuring out what this baby's name
Please
is.
do not name your second child Secundus.
Why not? Why not, Megan?
maybe with, like, Siggy as the nickname. That would be actually hella cute.
That would be cute.
Siggy.
Yeah,
Siggy Segundus. Um, it doesn't work. No,
it does.
don't do it.
It's very well.
Um, but yeah, and then an emperor was like, "I want my own month," and they were like, "Let's make August." And then another emperor was like, "That's a fucking good idea. I want my own month, July." And then they were so that's why we have 12 months. Two were kind of shoehorned in, and then the Gregorian calendar was like done because they were like, these emperors fudged up our calendar.
No
And
more changing the calendar. There are 12 months
we
and that's
need to
it.
lock this in, and we need to so the pope did it. He was like, "We're gonna have to shut this down. And this is
And then
our
people are
calendar
really
now."
like, astrology doesn't fit. Fit
Yeah.
what? Your made up months?
Yeah, time is an illusion, and the months on the calendar are definitely an illusion. I get into arguments every year around this time, with like the idea of December 21st being the first day of winter. I'm like, no, that's midwinter, right? It's the winter solstice is the longest night of the year. That's the middle of winter. And it used to be
Yeah.
called midwinter, right? We've like songs about it. And I'm like, okay, it can't be the middle and the beginning.
Right.
It just can't. So I found out that meteorologically speaking, like if you're a weather person, um, that you decide for weather people, December 1st is the official start of winter. And that makes so much more sense to me. But also like if you're following the wheel of the year, then like November 1st is kind of the start of winter.
Yeah.
And February 1st would be the end of winter and the start of spring. And I'm like, that makes a little bit more sense to me.
Yes, I agree because then if April 1st is the beginning of spring, then May 1st is the middle of spring, which is Beltane, and like it makes so much more sense. So much more sense.
Well, Beltane is actually the start of summer.
Well,
You'd
yes.
have February, March, April as the spring months, and then May, June,
Okay.
July would be the summer. And then August is the start of fall because that's when the harvest starts. And that's when the days start to get shorter is in August. Because middle of June is the longest day.
Yes. So I do not like tracking time, so I don't know.
I don't track it, but I love it. I love to think about it. It is like so pivotal to our days and how we measure our lives and how we structure our world. And it's all made up
It's all
by
made up.
people we never met a couple hundred years ago with complete non consideration for the way that other ancient cultures have been measuring time the whole time. Like, what?
Fascinating. That makes me want to die. I really wish I knew more about this particular. The Gemini in me wants to go research this right now.
I know. It's so interesting. I like every so often I find myself being like, how did the Christians take over time so effectively that the whole world, even though not everyone is Christian, not everyone it has an Abrahamic religion,
Yeah.
um,
But everyone is following this calendar.
we got everyone to follow the
Every
same calendar. I'm like, that's crazy. That's so fucking effective. Like, great job. That makes me believe in God because I'm like, we're all on his time. Whether or not you believe he's real, we're all on his time.
Somebody did it. They had a great PR team. God has a great PR team. Fascinating. Yes. Yes. I wonder how many people out there feel the same. So like I have a 12-month calendar thing on my wall where you can see every single month laid out and it takes up like an entire wall. But I
I've
can't
seen
tell
it.
you how
It's impressive.
often I love it. But pretty consistently I am frustrated with it because like January again doesn't feel like December doesn't feel like the start of winter or like it doesn't feel like it should be January, February, March. That bothers me. It feels like it should be February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, June. Like that's how I would group them. And so it really bothers me that we have to start with January and divide them into January, February, March,
Mhm.
when I would put February, March, April.
I feel like February is the start of the year.
Yeah.
January, I'm still getting my feet un what sign what sign is February? Or the start of
Um,
February?
we start February in Aquarius, and then around the 19th through the, like, the 22nd, depending, we move into Pisces. And then Aries, the actual start of the zodiac, isn't until March, like mid-March,
Mm.
mid-late March.
I love that Aries and March are at the same time.
Why?
Because March is named after the Mars, the
Yes.
Roman god of war, who in Greek is called Aries. So that lines up, I think,
Yeah.
for me in a very satisfying way.
Yeah. I think so too. But I also love that even if we were in charge of the world and we moved February 1st to the beginning of the year. And so February
It still wouldn't
1st,
be the start of the zodiac year.
it wouldn't be the start of the zodiac, but that's the intelligence of the zodiac. Is like technically it's like an Ouroboros. Ouroboros, where
Mhm.
like it's not necessarily meant to have a start and an ending. And of course it like closes things right before it reopens. So like I don't know. That still kind of makes sense to me that we would be moving from Aquarius to Pisces, Pisces to Aries, even if we made February the beginning of the year.
Because nothing ever really starts or ends.
Right.
That's a beautiful note.
Nothing ever starts or ends, and we're done.
And we're done. I thought, okay, so what is happening in like the sky now? I know we have left Mercury retrograde, right? That is behind us for a bit.
Mm, Let me get
We had a
some of
big
my
super moon. And
notes
now is
out.
there anything that we need to know about like in the sky?
um, that is a beautiful question that I was not prepared to answer. But I can go off of vibes out of the sky, like, right now. I can pull up a chart of the sky right now and tell you
My gosh.
what I
Yes.
see. So, obviously, the sun is in Sagittarius right now, but so is Mars. That's fun. That might describe my feeling today about why I wanna get stuff done today. What else do we got going on? Jupiter is in Cancer. So, the vibes that you're feeling of, like, wanting as much sleep, wanting as much home time, wanting to really like get that homebody feeling. Because you can have both expansiveness and homebody feeling. Like that's a thing. So that might explain your emotions there. Um, I do know that at some point Neptune is doing some changes, and Neptune doesn't change a lot. We're about to go through that. I haven't dived I haven't explored that as much as I want to yet, but I know that it's coming, and that is a big shift in the world for a long time. Um, and I believe Aries is also going to be involved, like it's a thing. So
So wait, Neptune just like stays in its little spot and doesn't move around?
for a long, yeah. So, oh my gosh, pregnancy brain. I just lost an entire train of thought. So yeah, the planets that are closer to Earth move a lot faster and change signs a lot faster. Like obviously the sun changes
Okay,
signs like every month, but
that
the
makes sense.
planets that are further out take so long to actually change signs. Um, that whenever you wanna look at, like, world events, you tend to want to look out at the further planets first to see what they're doing, and then see if they line up with any closer planets to, like, find exact dates of, like, when shit's gonna happen.
Oh my gosh, so that's why they're like, "Well, when the planets align."
Yes.
And
I
you
guess
just have a
technically, yeah.
really clear direction. It's basically like they're all saying the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
it's a very clear message as opposed to like, "I don't know, it could be this, could be that, could be this." Like, we don't know what energy is the dominant one, but if everything is in the same place, it's like, bingo,
Yeah.
perfect time, don't have to overthink it.
And it doesn't even have to be in the same place if they're sending the same message. So, for example, Neptune moving into Aries. Um, my gosh, my pregnancy brain really wants a nap right now. Um, I apologize.
That's
So,
okay. I tried to, I was like, I want this question answered before we go, but we can be done. We can go nap. I
dude,
also want
can
to
we
go
now?
nap.
Yeah, that sounds great. I did enough stuff today already.
Yeah, you
I
found
sorted
all
my
that
cra
money.
yeah. So now I can go sleep. I will be better prepared next time. How about that? I promise.
Next time, that would be a great topic. What is happening with Neptune next time? We can just like what do we need to prepare for?
Or the sky at the current moment. Yeah. Um, Based on astrology, I know that Christmas itself is going to be a really good day. The day after Christmas is going to be a pretty awesome day also for most people. And then the 28th should be a pretty great day. Moving into January, the beginning of January may feel rough for lots of people, but it'll start feeling more clear after the 17th of January. So for like the next little bit, we've got some mostly good days with Christmas itself being a really great day, the 28th being a good day. And then at the beginning of January, just give yourself grace. The stars are doing what the stars are doing.
Gonna be a rough start.
Yeah.
2026. Okay. So if you are anticipating a rough start to your 2026 and you want to go through the changes of the next year with community and like-minded people, I run a group called Campfire Collective, which is
Love
a
it.
year-long coaching container for like former gifted kids turned into witchy women who are ready to stop rejecting parts of themselves and start integrating and bringing their whole self into everything they do. Um, we have uh, we have enrollment open now until December 31st. So if you're interested, you can find me and join that. Misty's in there, so you can
Mhm.
come hang with us. And if you want to learn more about Misty's deep cuts on astrology, I think that's what I love about you is that it's not like memes. It really is like astrological deep cuts.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I work hard to figure out what the planets are doing.
And so you've got your Substack, and how can people find what's your Substack name?
Substack is substack.com. Is it slash? How does Substack do their stuff? It is Mama Coven. Okay, mamacoven.substack.com should get you there. And then anywhere you want to find me, it's MAMACOVEN. You can join my newsletter. I send out decent bits of these type of astrology based things. But I do love hanging out in Megan's campfire and chatting with all the women in there. So I, you should go to campfire.
Yeah. Okay. And if you listen to this whole thing, oh my gosh, a hi new friend. I'm so excited to meet you. Tell us in the comments what you thought and also what you think we should name this. Because we would love your advice. Let's just say
Right.
we're open to all suggestions.
We're just running with this. It's going to get better as we go. We'd love to have you from the very beginning, grow with us. So,
Love and light, and we'll see you next time.
bye.
Bye.